Ridley Scott's masterpiece didn't glide smoothly into pop culture. It crashed in, dripping with sweat, blood, and endless behind-the-scenes battles. The cast didn't just act scared, they were misled, trapped, and even hit with slime from surprises they weren't warned about. Effects broke down, tempers flared, and creative visions fought each other behind closed doors. So, let's pull open the air ducts and crawl into 20 strange facts about Alien that change science fiction forever. And don't skip the bonus fact, because one of the film's most disturbing secrets wasn't even human. Let's begin, but don't blink. Something's hiding in the shadows. 1. The chest burster scene was hidden from the cast. Ridley Scott wanted real fear, not practiced acting. So when filming the now legendary chest burster, he didn't tell the cast exactly what would happen. They knew something was about to erupt, but not how violent it would be. When the prosthetic alien tore through Kane's chest, blood blasted everywhere. Veronica Cartwright was struck in the face and screamed, falling backward. That wasn't performance, it was shock. Scott had hidden a fake chest filled with pressurized blood bags and animal organs. The eruption was filmed once, in one take. No rehearsal, no warning. What stayed on film was pure horror that haunted the actors for years. 2. H.R. Giger's designs disturbed the studio. When Swiss surrealist H.R. Giger sent his early Alien designs, Fox executives were horrified. Not impressed, disturbed. His art was biomechanical, grotesque, and sexual. One executive even said, "It's disgusting. Throw it out." But Ridley Scott fought to keep him. He knew this wasn't just another monster. It was a vision of terror. Giger's designs combined bones, metal, and erotic shapes. The alien wasn't just a killer. It violated, reproduced, and felt biologically possible. The studio only gave in when Scott threatened to leave. Giger built the creature himself in near darkness, shaping its head from a distorted human skull and its body from insect and sexual imagery. The result wasn't a costume. It was flesh fused with nightmare. 3. The alien was played by a 6'10" art student. Forget CGI or animatronics. The Xenomorph was Bolaji Badejo, a 26-year-old Nigerian student with an unusually tall and thin frame. He stood 6'10" with arms and legs that looked too long for his body, perfect for something not human. Casting agents spotted him in a London pub. He had never acted, but Scott trained him to move slow, insect-like, and predatory. The crew built a latex suit molded to his body with no zippers or seams. Badejo appeared in no other film, but his eerie figure turned the alien into one of cinema's scariest creatures. A ghost in the corridors. 4. The ship was built from junkyard scraps. The Nostromo wasn't a shiny spaceship. Set designer Roger Christian raided airplane scrapyards, hauling valves, pipes, circuit boards, and medical gear. Everything was rusted, grimy, and heavy. The ship didn't look futuristic. It looked old, like an industrial rig drifting through space. The cast had to duck under pipes and squeeze through wires. That style, called the used future, changed science fiction forever. No more spotless white walls. From then on, space looked dirty, lived in, and dangerous. 5. Sigourney Weaver wasn't the studio's first choice. Sigourney Weaver is Ripley now, but back in 1978, she was unknown. Fox wanted Meryl Streep. Some producers pushed for Veronica Cartwright, but Ridley Scott saw something else. At Weaver's screen test, she didn't cry or scream. She gave orders. Her tall frame, sharp voice, and steady stare convinced Scott. The executives hesitated until they saw the footage. Then they knew she wasn't a risk. She was the center of the movie. What audiences didn't realize was that this one performance would change science fiction heroines forever. She wasn't a victim. She was the leader. 6. The sound of the egg opening came from a condom. Creating alien sounds meant getting weird. The hiss of the egg opening wasn't computer-made. It came from Foley artist Derek Leather using a lubricated condom. He inflated it a little, rubbed it with fingers and lips, and then slowed the sound down. Other alien noises came from raw animal sources. The facehugger's crawl was made from sliding intestines, and the chest-burster's scream was a baboon's cry. Nothing was fake. Every sound came from real, twisted, organic sources. 7. The facehugger used real animal parts. The facehugger wasn't just rubber. For close-ups, the effects crew stitched in sheep kidneys, cow stomach lining, and pig throats, so it pulsed like real flesh. When it clung to Kane's face, it didn't just look alive, it smelled awful. The actors recoiled at the stench. The tail moved by piano wire, but the body was pure organic horror. It wasn't a puppet, it was biology turned against you. 9. The android's milk blood made filming awful. When Ash is revealed as an android, his insides spill out white. The mix was made of milk, yogurt, onion juice, and caviar. The goal was to look organic but wrong. Under hot set lights, it spoiled within minutes. The smell was unbearable. Ian Holmes said he nearly gagged while filming. It was less about special effects and more about surviving the odor. 10. Ridley Scott operated the facehugger. The moment the facehugger leaps out of the egg wasn't mechanical. It was Ridley Scott himself. Wearing gloves, he shoved it upward through a slit, then reversed the footage so it looked like the creature shot out. Scott wasn't just directing, he was literally inside the horror. 11. The alien slime was KY jelly. That constant wet shine on the alien? Not alien fluid, just bottles of KY jelly. The crew smeared it over the costume, the eggs, and the facehuggers. They kept coolers full of it to stop it from drying out under the lights. The slick texture made the alien look alive and breathing, not painted. 12. The alien's head used real skull parts. Giger believed in realism. He embedded actual human skull fragments into the alien's head dome. That faint face shape you see through the clear shell? It's real bone. It added a sense of death inside the design, not just fiction, but decay captured in latex. 13. Yaphet Kotto refused to talk to Sigourney Weaver. To keep tension real, Yaphet Kotto, Parker, avoided Weaver completely off camera. He wanted their arguments to feel natural. Weaver was confused at first, but later admitted it forced her to push back harder in scenes. Their friction on screen wasn't fake. It was built into their working relationship. 14. The score caused a fight. Composer Jerry Goldsmith wrote an eerie score, but Scott and the editors cut it up, swapped it, and replaced parts with temp music. Goldsmith was crushed. He said, "That's not the film I scored." Even the title music wasn't what he intended. Later cuts of the film restored his full score so fans could compare. What audiences heard in 1979 wasn't teamwork. It was compromise. 15. Giger's workshop scared everyone. Giger's art studio at Shepperton was dimly lit, full of strange sculptures, bones, and erotic horror. The smell of latex and rubber filled the air. Sigourney Weaver said it felt like a temple to death. Tom Skerritt avoided it entirely, saying, "That guy's brain scares me." To many, it seemed less like a workshop and more like another world. 16. The alien was almost see-through. At first, Giger wanted the alien's skin to be transparent, showing organs and muscles inside. They even built a clear latex suit. But on camera, the seams showed, and the actor's body ruined the illusion. The idea was dropped, but the dome on the alien's head stayed as a reminder of the original vision. Later films like Prometheus revived the translucent look. 17. The alien doesn't appear until the 57th minute. In a movie called Alien, you'd expect the monster early. But Scott held it back until almost an hour in. The ship's sounds, the facehugger, and crew tension built suspense until viewers were on edge. When the alien finally showed, the payoff was terrifying. It wasn't slow, it was perfect timing. 18. The chestburster almost gave the film an X rating. The MPAA nearly banned Alien for being too violent. The chestburster scene was seen as too bloody and too long. Fox fought back. Scott trimmed only seconds of splatter, but most of it stayed. The MPAA settled on an R rating. In 1979, it was shocking. Today, it's one of horror's most famous moments. 19. Ripley was nearly written as a man. In the first draft, Ripley wasn't gendered. The studio assumed a male lead. When Scott suggested a woman, executives laughed. He pushed hard, arguing it would surprise audiences. Weaver's audition proved him right. What the studio thought was a gamble became a revolution. Ripley became one of the strongest female leads in film history. 20. The ending was almost much darker. The original script ended with Ripley's death. The alien ripped off her head, sat in the captain's chair, and mimicked her voice to send a false message to Earth. Fox refused, saying it was too bleak. Scott reshot the finale with Ripley surviving and blasting the alien into space. Hope survived, but the shadow of the darker ending stayed in drafts. Bonus fact: a deleted scene showed the alien's most disturbing trait. In a cutscene, Ripley finds Dallas and Brett cocooned, half alive, being turned into eggs. Dallas whispers, "Kill me." The implication? The alien can turn humans into new eggs. It didn't just kill, it reproduced. Scott loved the scene but cut it for pacing. Still, it revealed the alien as more than a predator. It was a biological factory, a nightmare with no end. Alien wasn't just another sci-fi horror. Comment to share your thoughts.